The world outside sees a person who is always okay, always ready with a nod or a gentle word, but inside, there's a storm, a chaos that begs to be heard, yet never finds the voice. Each day begins in the same way, the ritual of rising from a bed that feels more like a trap than a refuge. The sheets are cold, the air carries the scent of stale dreams, and the floor is a familiar friend that greets you with a chill. There's an art to blending in, to smoothing over the rough edges so the world sees only what it wants to see. It's a dance of people-pleasing, of bending and twisting to fit the shapes of others' expectations, while one's own soul withers, unseen. Conversations flow like rivers, but they rarely touch the deeper currents. Words are exchanged, stories are told, but they skim the surface, never daring to dive into the depths. It's a performance, a play where the script is written by necessity, each line rehearsed until it feels real, even if it's not. The applause is silent, but the pressure to continue is deafening. There are moments, though, when the facade slips, when the layers peel back just enough to glimpse the truth beneath. A song on the radio that tugs at a distant memory, a scent that carries the weight of a forgotten moment, a look from a stranger that seems to see through the charade. These moments are fleeting, but they linger, leaving traces that are both a comfort and a curse. Yet, through it all, a quiet hope persists, a flicker of light in the darkness. It's the hope that one day, the layers will fall away, and the world will see the truth behind the smile. It's the hope that the storm will calm, the whispers will find their voice, and the echoes will finally find peace. But until that day, the journey continues, the road stretches on, and the quiet corner of the mind remains both a sanctuary and a prison. And so, in the stillness of the night, as the world sleeps, the mind wonders if there's a way to embrace the suffering, to listen to the whispers, to let the cracks show, and to find clarity in the chaos. In the quiet moments when we're left alone with our thoughts, there's a subtle shift, a gentle awareness that whispers beneath the chaos of our daily lives. It's a sensation like an old memory surfacing, a soft reminder that perhaps, within our suffering, there lies a deeper meaning. Viktor Frankl spoke of this eloquently, suggesting that even in the darkest moments, we can find a flicker of light, a sense of purpose that guides us through. Imagine someone standing on the edge of despair, feeling the weight of the world pressing down, yet in the silence of their solitude, they begin to see something more. This is not a grand revelation, but a quiet realization that they are more than their pain. It's the moment when heartbreak becomes a lens through which life is viewed with profound clarity. The loss that once seemed insurmountable slowly transforms into a turning point, a pivot from which they can rebuild and redefine their existence. Consider a microstory of a person who, after a great loss, found themselves wandering through the echoes of their life. Each step felt heavy, each day a struggle to move forward. But within the silence, they began to hear the faintest murmur of hope. It was during a solitary walk in the park where the rustling leaves spoke of change, and the distant laughter of children reminded them of joy. In this moment of surrender, they realized that their suffering was not a void but a doorway to understanding. The pain, which once blinded them, now offered a new perspective, a chance to see their life not as a series of broken pieces but as a mosaic of experiences, each adding depth and color to their story. Through the lens of existential philosophy, we are reminded that life is not merely a series of events to endure but of experiences to be embraced. Carl Jung might suggest that within the shadows, we find the seeds of our growth, that in acknowledging our fears, we begin to transcend them. It's in the acceptance of our suffering that we become more than our circumstances, more than the labels we've been given. This journey from confusion to quiet awareness is not about finding immediate solutions but about understanding that despair can indeed be a turning point. It's about recognizing that the silence we once feared is actually fertile ground for new beginnings. The moments we spend in reflection aren't wasted, they're the very foundation upon which we build a more authentic self. If you're listening to these words and they resonate with something deep within you, know that you're not alone. You're part of a larger journey, one where each step taken in the shadow brings you closer to the light. Embrace the silence, feel the weight of your suffering, but also recognize the strength it gives you to move forward. If these words are helping you name something that's been silent inside you, if you find solace in knowing that your journey is shared, you're not alone. Join us by subscribing. We're walking this path together, finding meaning in every step, and uncovering the truths that lie within our struggles. In the quiet hours before dawn, when the world is still cloaked in shadows and the air holds a certain crispness, there exists a space where time seems to stretch and contract simultaneously. It is here, in this sacred pause, that the soul lingers, suspended between what has been and what might become. On a simple wooden table, an unopened letter rests, its edges slightly worn by anticipation. The envelope, sealed with traces of doubt and courage, holds words yet to be read, truths waiting to be acknowledged. It is a symbol of the unspoken, the unsaid, the possibilities wrapped in the fragility of paper. Nearby, a grand piano stands in silent grandeur, its keys untouched, each note a ghost of potential melodies. Dust gathers in the crevices, a testament to time passing without harmony. Yet, its presence is a reminder of music unplayed, emotions unexpressed, a silent companion to the heart's unvoiced yearnings. It waits patiently, knowing that someday, fingers will dance across its surface, transforming silence into symphony. In the midst of this quietude, a figure stands at a crossroads. The urge to flee, to run from the weight of the unspoken, is palpable. Yet, there is a shift, an almost imperceptible decision to stay. Feet planted firmly, eyes gazing into the unknown, acknowledging that running is no longer an option. This moment of staying, of choosing presence over escape, marks the beginning of transformation. It is here, in this emotional hallway, that the soul finds its breath, a pause between despair and hope. The air is thick with the tension of what is to come, yet there is a softness too, a gentle acceptance that the journey is not a straight path but a winding road. The unopened letter remains a beacon, a call to action that requires courage not yet mustered. The untouched piano, a promise of beauty yet to be revealed. And the choice to stay, a testament to a heart willing to endure the unknown, to face the shadows with quiet resilience. The soul understands that this pause is not empty, but rather full of potential, a chrysalis of change. It recognizes that the past cannot be undone, but the future holds the possibility of new beginnings. The quiet hours carry whispers of inspiration, of strength waiting to be claimed. In this sacred space, the realization dawns that suffering, once embraced, becomes a teacher, guiding the way to clarity and purpose. The unopened letter will be read when the heart is ready. The piano will sing when the soul finds its voice. And the decision to stay will lead to a path unforeseen, where each step is both a challenge and a triumph. The silence holds its breath, suspended in a moment of stillness that is both an end and a beginning. In the quiet shadows of our minds, where we often tiptoe around our deepest fears, there lies a profound possibility for transformation. It is here, in the silence, that we begin to feel a shift, not through the acquisition of knowledge, but through the embrace of a felt, undeniable truth. Imagine a fear that softens, a silence that steadies. In moments of grief, where once there was chaos, there now breathes a calm dignity. Consider this: what if your quietness was strength all along? What if, in the vast stillness, you find a sanctuary, a place not of avoidance, but of profound acceptance? The journey inward is often unexpected, revealing layers of ourselves that we've long hidden under the guise of being okay. Yet, in this vulnerability, we discover a new kind of power, one that doesn't demand apologies for our existence, but instead celebrates it. There's a certain courage in breathing through grief, in allowing ourselves to experience the full spectrum of emotions without judgment. In this space, we learn to see suffering not as a burden, but as a companion guiding us towards clarity. What if your pain wasn't weakness, but a signal? A beacon pointing towards growth, urging you to explore the richness of your own humanity. It takes courage to remain when every instinct tells you to flee. To stand firm at the crossroads of your own life and choose to move forward, not with certainty, but with hope. Here lies the essence of what Viktor Frankl so beautifully articulates, that even in the depths of suffering, we can find meaning, purpose, and ultimately, freedom. Imagine a life where you no longer apologize for who you are. A life where you stand tall, not despite your struggles, but because of them. This inner shift, this awakening, is where the narrative of your life begins to change. It's where you decide that your story is worth telling, and your voice is worth hearing. There's a beauty in this journey that often goes unnoticed. Like a river carving its path through the land, your experiences shape you, mold you into something new. And while the path is not always clear, it is filled with potential, with the promise of what you can become. What if, as you navigate this journey, you discover that the silence you feared was actually your greatest ally? That within it, you find the answers you've been searching for, the courage to face the unknown, and the strength to embrace life's uncertainties. This is not an easy path, but it is a rewarding one. It asks you to look inward and to trust that the quiet voice within holds wisdom beyond measure. It invites you to see yourself not as a collection of fragmented pieces, but as a cohesive whole, woven from the threads of your experiences, both painful and joyous. As you take these steps, remember that you are not alone. We are all walking through something, each on our own unique journey. And in sharing our stories, in being vulnerable and open, we create a space for connection, understanding, and healing. If this touched something quiet inside you, if it resonated with your own journey, I'd be honored to hear what it stirred. Leave a comment, if you feel like sharing. We're all walking through something, and your voice is a valuable part of this conversation. In the quiet of an untouched morning, the world feels both vast and intimate. Here, where the air is thick with unsaid words, we sit. Not to find answers, but to simply be. There's a light left on in the corner of your mind, a beacon of warmth amidst the chill of uncertainty. It flickers gently, reminding you that even in the darkest hours, there is hope. A worn photograph rests in your hand, edges curled with time, capturing a moment that once was. It tells a story of who you were, yet whispers of who you might become. In its silent testimony, you find a sense of belonging, a connection to a self that has walked through fire and emerged, not unscathed, but transformed. Silence envelopes us, a cocoon that no longer stings, but soothes. It's a silence that speaks of battles fought and won, of tears shed in the solitude of night, of laughter that bubbled up unexpectedly, a reminder that life, in all its messiness, is beautiful. This silence is sacred, a sanctuary where the soul breathes and finds solace. As we sit in this sacred stillness, I offer no grand revelations or profound truths. Instead, I offer companionship, a gentle presence beside you as we navigate this intricate dance of life. I have walked this path, my feet weary yet steadfast, and I sit beside you now, not as a guide but as a fellow traveler. Together, we share this moment, this breath, this life. In the existence, suffering threads its way through, weaving patterns of pain and growth, of despair and hope. It's in embracing this suffering that life becomes clearer, like the first rays of dawn breaking through the night, illuminating the path ahead. Each step forward is a testament to resilience, each pause a moment of reflection. We find ourselves here, on the edge of something new, yet comfortingly familiar. This is not an end, but a continuation, a step into the unknown with the knowledge that we are not alone. In this shared silence, we find strength, a quiet power that resonates within, whispering that we are enough, just as we are. The light within us, though sometimes dimmed by life's storms, never truly extinguishes. It guides us through the shadows, a gentle reminder of the brilliance that lies within. As we move forward, let this light lead the way, illuminating the beauty in every struggle, the grace in every stumble. In this moment, we exhale together, releasing the weight of expectation and embracing the freedom of being. We are here, now, present in this sacred space, and that is enough. No closure, no answers, just the simple truth that life, in all its complexity, is worth living. If this reached something quiet inside you, you can like the video, so someone else might feel less alone, too. In the quietest moments, when the world falls away and only the heartbeat of existence remains, we find ourselves standing at the edge of something profound. It's here that we witness not just the of our lives but the intricate weaving of every joy and sorrow, every whispered fear, and every bold dream. The silence wraps around us like a warm embrace, asking nothing, offering everything. In this sacred space, we realize that perhaps we've never been alone. The suffering we thought isolated us was a thread connecting us to the vastness of humanity, to the collective journey of seeking meaning and finding peace. Imagine standing beside another soul who understands your journey, who has walked through their own fires and emerged, not unscathed, but transformed. There is a power in this shared silence, a communication beyond words, where understanding flows freely and judgment falls away. It's in these moments that we realize the truth Viktor Frankl so eloquently described: suffering, when embraced, becomes a guide, a lighthouse in the stormy seas of existence. We are not defined by the darkness we've faced, but by how we choose to rise from it. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to our resilience, to the unyielding spirit that refuses to be extinguished. It's a dance of shadows and light, where every scar is a reminder of battles fought and won, of beauty found in the most unexpected places. As you breathe in this moment, let it settle deep within you. Feel the weight of it, the presence of something greater than yourself. It's okay to be still here, to let the silence speak louder than any words ever could. In this space, there's room for healing, for growth, for becoming. If this reached something quiet inside you, you can like the video, so someone else might feel less alone, too. Perhaps, just perhaps, the silence was never empty after all. Thank you for watching. Be part of our community by subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.